Far below the surface of the ocean, past the reach of sunlight, past the last place a human body could survive, there is a world where pressure is not a threat. It is a certainty. A place where every square inch is squeezed by the weight of mountains of water, where steel bends, where submarines groan, where a single mistake means instant collapse. And yet, something lives there. Not hidden in cracks, not fleeting or fragile, but thriving in a place that should flatten life out of existence. Tonight, we descend into that world and uncover the unsettling truth behind fish that can survive being crushed. As we leave the familiar blue and sink deeper, the ocean changes character. At the surface, pressure is gentle, something we never notice. But every 10 meters down, the weight increases. By a few hundred meters, lungs would collapse. By 1,000, bones would begin to fail. And deeper still, pressure becomes something else entirely. Down here, water presses in with the force of several elephants stacked on each inch of your body. No armor can save you. No muscle can fight it. And yet, this is where some fish call home. This raises a haunting question. How can anything with flesh, eyes, and bones exist in a place designed to crush? To understand how strange this is, we need to understand what pressure really does. Pressure doesn't tear apart. It doesn't burn or freeze. It squeezes, silently, evenly, relentlessly. Air pockets collapse, hollow spaces implode, chemical reactions slow or stop. Most life on Earth depends on empty space. Lungs filled with air, bones full of tiny gaps, cells that rely on delicate balance. Pressure destroys those balances, which is why for a long time scientists believed complex life simply couldn't survive in the deepest parts of the ocean. They were wrong. And what they found instead was far stranger than anyone expected. The first unsettling truth is this: deep-sea fish aren't resisting pressure. They've surrendered to it. Take the Haddle snailfish, one of the deepest living fish ever recorded. At depths where pressure would pulverize most creatures, this fish drifts calmly, unbothered. Its secret isn't strength, it's softness. No rigid bones, no air-filled organs, no stiff structure to collapse. Its body is gelatinous, almost unfinished, more like a living liquid than a fish. Under pressure, it doesn't fight back. It becomes part of the environment. This raises a disturbing idea. In the deep ocean, survival doesn't favor toughness. It favors surrender. But softness alone isn't enough. Fish still need skeletons. They still need shape. So how do deep-sea fish avoid snapping under pressure? The answer lies in bones that barely resemble our own. Their skeletons are thin, flexible, and lightly mineralized, closer to cartilage than stone. Instead of resisting force, they bend with it. Like deep-sea buildings designed to sway during earthquakes, these bones move just enough to avoid breaking. But this adaptation comes with a cost. These fish would collapse on their own weight at the surface. Lift them too fast, and they don't rise. They unravel. Which leads to a chilling thought. Some creatures are so adapted to the deep that the surface itself becomes deadly. Pressure doesn't just affect bones. It interferes with chemistry itself. Proteins, tiny machines inside cells, are shaped just right to work. Squeeze them too much, and they stop functioning. For most animals, deep pressure would shut their bodies down at a molecular level. But deep-sea fish have rewritten the rules. Their cells are flooded with special molecules, natural stabilizers that act like shock absorbers. They hold proteins in shape even when the pressure tries to fold them wrong. One of these molecules, found in astonishing amounts, helps keep their blood and muscles working when physics says they shouldn't. Scientists still don't understand how these systems evolved, which raises a larger question. How close is life to its absolute limits, and how many limits haven't we found yet? Another problem lurks in the deep. There is almost no oxygen. Water down here moves slowly, fresh oxygen rarely arrives, and yet fish still swim. Their metabolism runs at a whisper. Hearts beat slowly, movements are careful, deliberate, minimal. Some species barely move at all, drifting like ghosts. Energy is precious. Every motion must be worth the cost. This extreme efficiency feels almost alien, as if these fish aren't living fast enough for us to recognize their life at all. And it raises a quiet, unsettling thought. If life can slow itself this much, what does being alive really mean? Seen on land, deep-sea fish look broken. Transparent skin, loose flesh, eyes that bulge or vanish entirely. They seem fragile, malformed, wrong. But in their world, they are perfectly shaped. Pressure holds them together. Water supports every movement. What looks weak to us is optimized beyond anything we know. This is one of the ocean's cruel illusions. The deeper you go, the more Earth begins to feel like an alien planet. And what we've discovered only deepens the mystery. Most deep-sea fish are never observed living naturally. They are found crushed in nets, deformed during ascent, altered by the very act of discovery, which means much of what we know comes from fragments, dead bodies, brief glimpses from robotic cameras, moments of movement before darkness returns. Scientists still don't know how many species exist down there, or how many adaptations remain unseen, working quietly under pressure we can barely comprehend. This raises a troubling possibility. What if strangest life on Earth is also the least observed? As we descend deeper still, one pattern becomes clear. Pressure doesn't just limit life, it shapes it. It favors softness over strength, flexibility over rigidity, efficiency over speed. It removes anything unnecessary until life becomes minimal, quiet, and eerily precise, almost as if the ocean itself is sculpting organisms, compressing evolution into unfamiliar forms. And that leads to a final, unsettling question. If pressure can shape life this drastically here, what might it do elsewhere? We've explored only a fraction of Earth's deepest waters, less than the surface of the Moon, less than the map of Mars. Beneath us, entire ecosystems exist under forces we still struggle to recreate in labs. Fish that don't fight pressure, but accept it. Creatures so adapted to the deep that our world destroys them. And somewhere below the deepest dive we've ever made, life may still be waiting. Quiet, compressed, unseen. The ocean doesn't just hide secrets, it presses them into shapes we're only beginning to understand. And the deeper we look, the more unsettled we become. Because if life can survive being crushed, what else might be thriving